Taurus, you are giving me a wild ride already, and I haven't even hit record yet. While tuning into your energy, there was this immense sense of time, and it wasn't even ancient. That doesn't even capture the gravity or the scope. This is like a whole epoch, larger even, like as old as the earth itself, older than life on this planet itself. It feels like something is changing. There is a massive shift, and it's not just a once in a lifetime change for you, Taurus. This is like once over the course of many lifetimes, or something akin to this. There is a major turning point. So if you are tuning in right now, I'm going to trust that this video found you for a reason, and I think it's really important that you heed this because something feels massively, enormously important. I did pull a couple of animal cards here. We will get into the tarot in just a moment. The first card I actually got was the Firefly. And what was sort of interesting is while I was tuning into this energy, sort of thinking about things in terms of geologic time or geologic scale, we often look at Earth as very fixed, very slow moving. And in some ways, Taurus, you are the earthiest earth sign. You are fixed earth, which means you are the most solid embodiment of the earth element in the zodiac. And we could think that to mean that you don't move, you don't change. And you can be slow to shift. You're not going to change in anyone else's time, at the very least. Let's put it that way. But when you do shift, when you do change, it quite literally changes the face of the world. So it feels like something is shifting. And when I was tuning into this, I kept seeing this like glowing core of the earth kind of pulsating. And it reminded me of this firefly that I pulled. And I really feel like it's important for you to listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition. If there is something that feels like there is a signal to act, then it's important to do that. Sometimes with the light of the firefly, it can be very fleeting. So we do need to act in those moments of inspiration, trust those moments of intuition, even if it feels like something makes all the sense, it's super clear, and then the next day, maybe even just the next hour, you start to doubt yourself. Just because that luminosity is no longer there doesn't mean what you saw wasn't real. Remember what you saw, remember what you felt. And this could go way back. Childhood. For some reason, I want to say even earlier. Maybe that's in utero. I don't know. Interesting that light shifted in that moment. But there is a major shift. And the other card that came out, one of the other cards was the shark. This has actually come out in every single reading I've done today. And so it really feels like collectively right now there is something sort of looming. And I don't think it surprises anybody to hear that sort of message. There's so much that's changing in the world right now. There's a lot of intensity. And I'm going to be honest, we are entering a totally new age. And it doesn't necessarily look the way that we might want it to or that we might think of it. But I feel like you are learning to adapt to this epoch shift. The earth changes. The earth does adapt. In many ways, we adapt to the changes of the earth itself. But I feel like you are learning how to be and exist in a totally different way. And the word I was getting, I kid you not, was metamorphosis. And then I pulled the butterfly card. So you are quite literally going through a transformation. You are actualizing something. You are potentiating something. Yourself, a vision, a project, a calling. There was an old version of yourself that had to dissolve, that had to be shed, that had to reform. But I really feel for you, Taurus, truly. You have been going through a transformation this whole time. Even if you haven't seen it, even if other people haven't seen it, I see it. I am sensing it. And it is going to have almost an ineffable, impossible to describe impact. So we definitely need to get into the tarot for you, really break all of this down. And as I'm shuffling here, if you are looking for a personal reading or energy healing session, maybe to help move or integrate some of this energy, you can find the link in my website in the description of this video, as well as all of my other social media accounts. For those of you who feel so called and have the means to do so, you can make a one-time or monthly donation on my Ko-fi. And there's actually like a new feature on YouTube as well. So your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes really mean the world to me. I appreciate it so much. It truly helps me do this work, and I can't thank you enough for that. So if this work does resonate with you, if this gives you some things to think about, really consider hitting that. There's also like a hype button now. I haven't even seen it, but if it does pop up for you, definitely consider hitting that button as well. It does help smaller channels like this get more visibility. And I'm going to be real, my views have not been what they were at the start of this journey. So if that's something that could potentially help, I would really, really appreciate it. But truly, I appreciate all the support you give this channel. What are the messages that we have for Taurus right now? Interesting. You've not been stuck. You've not been stuck, Taurus. Hanged Man in reverse. Sometimes this actually can be a card that indicates being stuck. Keeping yourself stuck. But you've not been stuck. You think you've been stuck. You think you have missed your opportunity, your life is passing you by. I don't think that's the case. I really, really don't. Some of you have been struggling financially. You've been struggling to find stability. You've had to go from place to place in your life. You've never really felt super settled. It feels like you're sort of repeating the same cycles. You don't have to believe that story. There were some necessary things that you had to experience, some hardship, some struggle, but it's not forever. And maybe that's even part of the message, part of the gift that you share with the world. It might feel like when you're going through something, when you're going through a challenge, a struggle, it's never going to end. And maybe that's where you're feeling right now. But I get the sense that it's ending or shifting, if that's the case. What else do we have for Taurus? I did just see the 7 of Swords. I don't necessarily want to pull that right now, but in some ways that card can be one of deception. Maybe it's a self-imposed deception. It was upside down in the reverse position. So maybe this was some sort of self-imposed deception or trickery. The Sun. You are starting to see things clearly. This card was actually also in the reverse position though. And even when we don't see the Sun, it doesn't mean that it's not there. There is a lot that's been happening for you beneath the surface, Taurus. And even if it feels like you're sort of stuck, your life isn't changing, you're kind of in the same struggles, or just sort of, even if you're not feeling unstable, it's almost like feeling disconnected. Like other people get to live life and you don't. Other people get to have the things you want or yearn for. But it's here. It's coming for you. My God, Taurus, is something changing. We have the Devil. Some self-imposed limitations. Needing to face maybe some element of sabotage. Maybe you are repeating cycles. Maybe you do feel stuck. But how does that narrative keep you bound to that story? You are seeing the truth of what has kept you stuck. Maybe it's you, and maybe it is something else, actually. I do want to be open to that. Someone might also be trying to hide something from you. Something might have been hidden with the devil and the sun in reverse. But I'm going to tell you, even with the sun in reverse, that shit's going to rise. We're going to see it eventually. So if someone has tried to conceal something, cover something up, it's going to be revealed. And I think we're kind of seeing that right now. And there's both a lot of revelation and illusions that are happening with the astrology at the time of this recording. It is both an illusioning and disillusioning time. What is this all about for Taurus? God, I knew this was going to be a really weird reading. I hope I haven't lost you. Queen of Wands in reverse. So maybe for some of you, this is about a fire sign. Leo or Aries is coming in pretty strongly, but could also be Sagittarius, maybe even a Capricorn. It's almost like someone or something has tried to keep you down. It actually kind of feels like systemic oppression. Like, this feels like a very large scale. Like, there have just been such astronomical odds that have been stacked against you. And you've almost been made to feel like you don't matter. But you do. The Strength card. Oh God, Taurus, I feel like you've had to be strong in ways that you frankly just shouldn't have had to be. No one should have had to be that strong. This is a really specific message, so it might not apply for all of you, but it's like, there might have always been people around you, but it doesn't feel like there's many or even in somebody who's always been there. So that might be a message for some of you. And that's part of that strength you've had to draw from. Your life, oh my God, who am I connecting with? My God, the expression or the sort of concept that's coming in is like coal that has been pressed into diamonds with the amount of pressure, with the depth it has been buried under. You have gone through a major spiritual cycle. And honestly, like, I don't really like to get into the metaphysical past life stuff too much in these readings. I'm a earth sign myself. I like things to be practical. It feels like you are ending a pattern across multiple lifetimes. Especially one where maybe you have been victimized or there is a sense of victimhood. Something is changing. I'm just getting this like brilliant light as I'm saying this. And it's almost like the sun card turning upright. It's funny too because the light did shift in this video. It became brighter. It became a brighter shade. Something was revealed. Something is being unveiled. Maybe you're unveiling something, but it's both happening to you and through you. What the hell is this about? The Magician. You are finding some major power or gift, something that you have been manifesting or yearning for. Wow. You are realizing your dreams, Taurus, with the Ten of Cups and the Magician. And it happens suddenly. It happens when you least expect it. If I'm being honest, you're not expecting this. You are not expecting your life to change this dramatically. And you're probably watching this like, there's no way. Like, this isn't real. You're sensing it, though. You're feeling it. You're trying to deny this to yourself. You're trying to say, like, oh, no, this isn't what my life is going to be. I'm not going to have that success, that family, that love, whatever it is that you really want, but you're kind of afraid to admit to yourself, because if you admit it, then it makes it real, and the possibility of not having it or losing it is almost too much to bear, so you're not going to actually admit it or own it. Own it. Own it. Don't be afraid of what you want, Taurus. You're about to get it and more. Everything you wanted and more. But this doesn't feel... I don't feel giddy. I don't feel like this sort of sugar rush that sometimes you get when you're tuning into this energy. Not at all. It's like one day you wake up and everything else was a dream. It's so weird. Waking up from the dream? Almost like waking up from a nightmare, actually. That's really the way I'm thinking of this. It is like the almost mythical story of like rags to riches. And I mean, I have feelings about that narrative myself, but it's that kind of archetype, right? Where it's like, you go from having seemingly nothing to having more than you could ever possibly need. And I will tell you that sometimes there is an emptiness in that. Just feels like it's got to be said, maybe for someone out there. So don't be surprised. This literally, it kind of feels like winning the lottery, but it's not even that. I mean, I guess it could be for someone, but it's like, what would you do if you won the lottery? What would you buy? Where would you live? Because that's what it feels like is being realized right now. Like, getting to the heart of what you really want. Not just the external material things. Like, what do those objects, those experiences actually give you internally? Because I think that's what you're realizing. Part of me wants to say it was there for you all along, but that feels like a cliche. I don't know, maybe that's for somebody. I don't actually like that. I don't know why. Like the key was with you all along. I don't know. I don't know why that's... It was and it wasn't. Like, you had to go through something. You had to experience something, Taurus, to really appreciate the other side of this. This is like a karmic cycle that's ending. Like, I really can't think of a better word for that. And again, like, I don't really like terms like karma or twin flame or, you know, these things that have so much gravity and weight that don't actually mean anything. Like, people are basically talking about different things, but using the same language. It's like functionally a meaningless term, but it literally is like your soul's journey. There is a major, major turning point, and it's not just about this lifetime. It's so much bigger than you. Something that is happening to you is so much bigger than you. And it feels like you are realizing a dream that you have had. Again, the only way I could think to describe this is something you have dreamt for multiple lifetimes. Something you have yearned for multiple lifetimes. For some of you, this is also about going to a place geographically. It actually feels like a return. That is so interesting. Maybe some of you come from a lineage of diaspora and you're going back to your homeland. this could be ancestral. There could very well be an ancestral thing that is being realized. Maybe there was sort of a dream that's been passed down for generations through the family, something that you are realizing. And there's just this immense awe. I'm kind of tearing up actually connecting with this, because it's not just like the ancestors are proud of you, they are in awe of you. They are amazed by you and by life and by what you have created, transformed, because you have transformed, Taurus. Can I get any sense of what this is? To be honest, I don't think I will, because I think this is so personal, it's so individual, but it feels so big nonetheless. It's almost hard to capture this in cards. Again, like it's hard to comprehend what is about to happen. You can't even comprehend just how much your life is about to change. Like, you might sense it, you might feel it, but like you're not going to even know it. And even when it happens to you, it's going to be hard to like, it almost feels like you're jumping realities a little bit. My God, if you've been doing manifestation, Taurus, it is working overtime. The Lovers. This could be about a relationship for some of you. I don't really want to make it about that, though, because this feels like so much bigger than that. Maybe you're changing some sort of pattern or cycle in relationship. Maybe this is about committing to your heart, committing to something that you love. It is the realization of your heart's desire. It is a choice. We have the Nine of Pentacles, so there is potentially something that you're celebrating for yourself. Nine of Pentacles can be a very, I don't want to say solitary in like a withdrawn way, but just very content on one's own. Having space for oneself, having time, resources to do what you enjoy. Very leisurely kind of energy, which sort of makes sense with what I'm getting for you. I feel like you're almost set for life. Like, whether that is quite literal, like an amount of money, or just you've achieved something and it's like, all right, I'm good. I did what I wanted to do. I did what I needed to do. What do I do now? I just have to enjoy my life. It almost feels a little anticlimactic, if I'm being honest. Such an interesting energy. We have the Four of Wands as well. So there is a celebration. There is maybe some kind of ceremony. Again, maybe this is a marriage. Maybe this is a relationship. Sometimes this is a marriage card. But it doesn't just feel like it's about another person, though. It's so much larger than you. It's so much larger than anyone you know. Like, oh, God. What is this change? It is driving me crazy. I'm hearing some of you have lived or are currently living out of a car. Maybe you dealt with housing insecurity. You are about to experience the opposite end of the spectrum. And that Seven of Swords came out. I did say I feel like it was going to come out. Someone is finally getting caught in the act, too. Something is being revealed, something that was hidden. This doesn't even necessarily need to be nefarious, actually. You can't hide the light of the sun. It might not always be visible, but it's there, still shining. What is this? There's like some really interesting kind of spiritual esoteric energy. I feel like some of you are very deep into occult study, maybe even something like Gnosticism. You are breaking the final illusion. This is like enlightenment, almost. Like, you are at least having some fleeting experience of this. And maybe you've had flashes of it. This thing that was in you all along, the oyster. This light, this radiance, this pearl, this treasure, this gift. Top of the deck, Cosmic Egg. I was looking for this card. This is the card of that transcendence, that experience I was talking about. Something is happening that is making you see reality in a totally different way. This is a paradigm shift. You are going through almost like an awakening, maybe even enlightenment kind of experience. There is a major, major change, and it affects everything. There is not an area of your life that will be unaffected by the shift that is taking place for you right now. And it's been hard. It's been a struggle. And it's felt like, why am I going through this? Nothing is making sense. This all feels so pointless. If that is how it's felt, then this message feels all the more like it's for you. And I know that might be really hard to believe. Something is changing. It's almost like a near-death experience. Like, your view of the world has shifted. It has shifted in such a way, your view of life, your view of the universe. You've seen beyond the illusion of something. And it's very freeing, it's very beautiful, and it's also very calm. It's so, so interesting. I have just babbled on and on and on. I can't believe we're almost at the 30-minute mark. I am going to end this for now. Please comment down below what this is bringing up for you, because this feels like it's for a very specific type of soul. I'm going to trust that this finds who is meant to hear it. If you've made it all the way to the end, definitely consider hitting like and subscribe. Might as well, right? And hitting that bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. And now, of course, there's even more buttons. Hype is great too. But again, all of my links are in the description of this video. I'm sending so much love and blessings your way. Take care, Taurus.